Yeah. As you're coming into the broadcast, say hello. I'm good. How are you? Hey, I just want to let y'all know that if I block you, okay, just be ready for this because it's like an algorithm thing. It's Listen. There's people doing it on purpose. There's people that ain't doing it on purpose. There's people that ain't doing it at all, but it's affecting their account or whatever, and then it affects mine, and I can't let it. Hello, good. How are you? Um, is So if you're up in the comments and you're tapping the hearts, and it shows that you're tapping the hearts more than one time, like in the comments, it says, "Oh, like it's a thing." All right, it's just a thing that I got to worry about, and it's complicated, and I don't want to talk about it because it's boring and stupid and really annoying. Um, and then there's another thing where if you're like coming in and out of the broadcast, and it's really not supposed to show your name again for like, I think, a couple of minutes. But if it's just like, essentially what I'm saying is I'm keeping an eye to see who fills the comments and who doesn't. Most people don't, you know what I mean? There's only like one or two people that's happening with, but I kind of want to get a grasp on it now while I'm like still starting up, you know what I mean? Nice for legs. So essentially, if you're tapping the hearts and it shows up more than once, then it's like a glitch, and you're not supposed to be doing that. You might not be doing it on purpose, but it don't make no difference. It's keeping me poor. So, no offense, but no matter how good of a person you are, if it's on the internet and I'm not able to make money, then it doesn't matter how nice you are because they're going to stay poor in return for keeping you in. So it's like, I don't like the idea of being poor, and I know you understand, Thanks for life. So that's kind of just it, is, maybe in the past I'm like the super nice guy. It's good, but I don't know. I don't really care anymore. I don't know how else to say it. It's just, it's social media. It's the internet. It's an income. I appreciate y'all, and I'm thankful that you're there for me. But realistically, the people that are, physically in my real life, even though, it's a minimal amount, makes it, it's different. It's not the same as, what do you call it? People online. So, if you want to bridge that gap, let me know. But until you do, it's just not the same, So I keep it as personal as I possibly could. But too much is too much, and not enough's not enough. And I got my own common sense laws and rules and boundaries about all that, that have nothing to do with anyone else's laws or rules or boundaries, or any laws or rules or boundaries that are set in place for my protection or safety or any of that. So beyond all the basic obvious stuff, I got my own stuff too. So thanks for the follows. And one of those is, if you're glitching out in society, I'm just going to say it straight out. You know what I mean? If you're just freaking spazzing in society, I can't do it. Like, straight up. I've spent most of my life, being really nice to people, and that's good. But now, like, I'm starting to make my own income, and I'm not relying on anybody to make that money. And the difference is, until I'm at a point in my life where I can really afford it, like financially, I just can't be taking on people that are money pits. You know what I mean? Like, they might be really good people, but they're just like, for lack of a better way to say it, they're a financial problem as opposed to a solution, or even like a middle, somebody you could find a middle ground with. They're just like money pits. Like, there ain't no other way to say it. Hello. And I am sick and tired of being seen as a money pit for the sheer fact that I like look out for people that are money pits. Then I'm not doing it anymore. You know what I mean? I'm done. Because it's come to a point where like I really can't be making the time for any of that or any of those types of ways of life. You know what I mean? And some people are going to respect that space. Some people are going to try to impose on it. Maybe they forgot who they are or what they used to be about. But nowadays, there's a lot of people that, they're obsessed with their reputation. I'm interested in my reputation. I care about my reputation, but it's not everything. My interior life is the most important thing to me. My exterior life is the second most important thing to me. And then thirdly are the people that are in my life, And I think it's important to be honest about that because it kind of just clears up a lot of drama and keeps people from getting confused about what my priorities are and as compared to theirs or opposed to theirs, Because sometimes you have people that, they'll literally try to tell you, they'll say, hey, these are your priorities because they're my priorities. I'm like, well, first off, I have a penis. I'm a man. And so until I am your wife with a vagina and a working uterus, you don't speak to me that way. And secondly, what the fuck? So, that's where I'm at with that. And I'll just let it go. But, that's pretty much how it is. That's not just the way I was raised. That really is the way I see it in life. I'm an equalist, right? I'm not looking for a woman that's going to submit to me. Not looking for one. But I know how to live that life if that's the exterior of the relationship and how it appears. Like, I know how to do that, and I'm fine with that. But, it's the kind of thing where you got people that are, building hierarchies and are building their businesses on people's opinions and, trying to take control of the way people live and the way they think. And it's too far. And they're not going to know till push comes to shove. So, essentially what I've learned is let them have their day, step back, watch it happen, wait for the pennies to drop out the window, and, you're going to know who did it to you when somebody walks by and picks it up. And if you don't know what that means, then you just don't know what that means. But for those of you that do, it's all a work in progress. And, things go up, things go down. They go back and forth. Just freaking chill out and let it happen. And quit being such a spaz about it. Because, like I said, I have said this to people that have asked things from me, right? Like, I've been a really nice guy, but I've also had people ask me for something and they're really rude about it. And then they're like, well, you can't tell me I'm rude. Like, oh, a little bit. I'm not your wife. There's no other way to say it, I'm glad you don't look between my legs, but I'm going to let you know we're not married. And you're not, in any way, shape, or form permitted to speak to me in that fashion. So get over yourself. That way you can move forward too. But until you decide to get over yourself, we could do this merry-go-round. Or, realistically, this little trust fall that some people are doing with me, I ain't going to lie to you. I have things to do. And I got certain people that are saying, like, hey, this is a trust fall for me. I'm like, well, I literally told you 15 minutes ago that I have an appointment and you're just trying to stall me and hold me up. So when you fall and I don't catch you because I didn't say I would, and your head smashes off the concrete and you crack your skull and you got to go to the hospital, I ain't going to find out about it for like 3 weeks when you don't show up. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got time for that. That's the reality of the situation that I'm in, is that there's a lot of people that are counting on me without my permission, without my consent, that I actively told no, that mistook me for someone somewhere in my family that must be a pushover, because it's not me. And so last night, somebody did fall and crack their head because they did a nice little trust fall thinking I'd catch them when I said to their face that I am not going to catch them. And now I don't care because of the fact that they decided to try and blame me for it, as if it could possibly be my fault. Well, once again, but we'll take it to another form of healthy communication, right? Thanks for the follows. You are not my son. You are not any form of my child. You are not my wife. I don't even have a wife. The point I'm making is, we're not family. We're not friends. I don't know you, and I don't care. And I could lie to you. But the fact of the matter is, as soon as you attempted to put responsibility for your life in my hands without my permission or consent, in a fashion that has made it difficult for me to accomplish my goals, you no longer exist to me. All right? I am going to pass you off to the society. I'm going to pass you off to someone who may be willing to take care of you or look out for you. And I'm going to look the other way no matter what happens, because I have things that I have to do. And it's not something that belongs on my conscience, you know, and it may or may not be your fault that it went that way. But either way, I have to be real with you, as I've faced a lot of that in my life. Being on the butt end of it is, it doesn't make it my responsibility. And it also doesn't necessarily make it your fault. But the thing is, there isn't always someone to hold at fault. And you may find someone to hold at fault. There may be someone to hold at fault. But that's something that you have to figure out on your own. And I'm not going to help you with it. So please realize that. That if I help you, oftentimes it is incidental. It's not intentional. So enjoy the spoils. But don't wrap me or rope me into it, because I got my own life and things to do. You know? I'm doing great. And for our emotional, you know, what do you call it? Our emotional support agents up here on the social media, I think it's hilarious. Like, you know, we got customer service or social media. That's what I call it. Is like, when people are like, oh, are you okay? I'm like, well, I didn't dial 611. I didn't dial the phone number of a therapist. And quite honestly, I think you're pretty weird. So, you know, I'm doing really good. Not worried about anybody's problems but my own, because they are not my problems. And well, that's about it. I'm finding my way to this park. I'll tell you, there's a nice little market. Now, this is in, where am I at? Frickin' Texas. Not Austin, not Dallas. Houston. Yeah. I'm in Houston, Texas. And there is a small little market. So I'm going to take you to this park, okay? So right now, I am at the corner of Walker and LeBlanc. We're going to go down to this park. Down this way. There's a park. We're going to go down to the park. And then after we get to the park, we're going to take a right. I'm going to show you how to get to this little market. It's like a local deli. And they have $2.50 for a full gallon of water. Absolutely delicious water. It's like, you know, regular spring water, but it's water. And they charge $2.50 for it. And, well, a lot of places they want like $3.50, $5. You know, even $3.50 for like a 1 liter. You know what I mean? Or like, yeah. So they give you a full gallon of water for like $2.50, and then the rest of the store they have like there's like a whole lot more there than just water, obviously. But if you ever need water, you kind of just go up in that store and you go to the right, and then in the corner of the store there is gallons of water for $2.50. But it's a nice local little market. They got all sorts of seating outside, a lot to do, things to see in that store that are, you know, the food is locally based. It's pretty nice. But, you know, it's just something that I like to build into my daily routine, just to go and grab something to eat from them. You know, there's 4 or 5 different parks I like to go hang out at. And as I'm going to each park, maybe I'll go, not shopping, but I'll go grab myself a sandwich, or I'll grab some water, or whatever it might be. And I'll just go sit up and relax and enjoy the sandwich, or I'll get myself some water. Listen, okay, I'm a foodie, but I'm not really, like, y'all are going to have to get me into it. And what I mean by that is, like, kind of give me a reason to be posting food, if that makes any sense. Like, while I'm still kind of just getting water and basic food, I feel weird about posting it. So, I don't know. Like, as things progress, I'm sure I'll be able to share more. For those of you, because I know that's like a category for certain people. But we'll get to that. So, but yeah, I'll take you to this market, and then, I gotta find a restroom. I gotta find a restroom somewhere. And then, oh, you know what? There is a restroom in this park. Good. Okay. So I'm going to go into this park. I'm going to use the restroom. Thanks for the follows. And then I am not going all the way around. It is a super far walk. Yeah. If you're not up on the website, before I get into the kids section, where it's over here, just go up to the website. Anyway, quick little plug before we got to this point. So I gotta find around a corner somewhere the restroom, because I know that there's a restroom in this park. The security guard this morning told me they don't open till first he said 11, then he said 9, and I'm like, I have no idea. But I gotta pee. So thanks for the follows. For now, I'm kind of just finding my way around. I would say, okay, so like, this isn't a question being asked, but I could kind of sense it. So if you don't know, I used to do like a lot of live streaming, like hours and hours and hours at a time. So it's very easy for me to know often what people are thinking, and like what they want, and what they would normally ask about, and things like that. And like the rhythm of the broadcast, right? But as of right now, here's what I'll say. Is like, I don't remember what I was gonna say, but now you know that. Okay, where's this restaurant? I think there might be a couple, actually. I'm gonna go find out. They do have clocks everywhere, which is like super nice, because if your phone dies, they're okay. Yes, I understand. In this generation, most people, they like, their phone dies or something happens to their phone, and I'm good, how are you? And they're not thinking about any of it at all, But if you're ever in Houston and your phone dies, it does not matter where you are in downtown Houston. All you have to do is look up at a building, and you're probably going to see the time. There's a lot of clocks in this city, which is like super convenient. So, that's not a bathroom. So where is the bathroom? Why do they not have it marked? Is there a map? There's got to be something. Let's see. I'm looking. So I'm going to find this restroom. I'm going to go to the bathroom quick, and then we're going to go to that market. But I am going to have to shut down, obviously, for like 2 minutes till I go to the bathroom. And then we're going to go to that market. I might live stream it. I think what I'm going to do is just like take a little video or take a couple of pictures in the market to post on maps and to show you. Thanks for the follows. But as of right now, I'm kind of just bouncing back and forth between different people who don't want to be discovered for being extremely unhealthy, trying to throw it on me. But I'll be okay. I totally do not see where the rest of them are. Give me a second.
Kind of idea what I'm going to do. It's just once we get all this stuff up,
that's good to know that you're planning, or know that. Yes.
Hello, I'm sorry to bother you all. Where's the nearest restaurant?
That building right there with the glasses.
Got it.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, so I will be back, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and shut down so that I can use the restroom, and then I will post photos and videos for you of this local market because I don't want to be like putting locals on blast. You know what I mean? Like going up in there on the with the live going. So I'll go in there and I'll see what I like and take a picture or two and put them up on Google. And then after I'm done eating there, maybe I'll do another live stream, maybe not. But y'all have misbehaved a little bit in this live stream, so I'm gonna have to think about it. But I don't really have anything else to do today, so we'll see if I can come up with something. And if I can't, then I'll go live. I'll find somewhere to chill out and we'll just go live. All right, talk soon. Don't forget to follow. And if you're not up on the website, you know where it's at. I'll see you soon.
Pew pew.
Adesso all'ambra.
My name is Amanda.
Hello.
Hey,
How are you?
good. How about you?
Not too bad. How's your day?
Good.
I have this thing, what do you call it? The app. The thing it does
Yeah.
to the face. I don't know what it does, but my mouth looks like it's behind a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
I don't know how to change it.
Oh.
Let's see.
Hmm.
Presets. Whatever that is. I don't know what that is. There we go. That should do something. A little more normal. Yeah. Okay.
How are you?
Man, you know, I'm making do, getting through.
Why?
That's just the way it is. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes in life, that's the cards you get dealt. And, you know, depending on how much you're willing to give in to society, is how fast
Yeah.
it happens. Me, I'm pretty stubborn.
Me too.
Probably be at this for a while. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you? What do you have going on?
Same thing always.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what's that? What's the same thing? All the same stuff, the regular stuff?
Yes. That.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on tonight. I appreciate you.
You too.
Cool. All right. Let's see. Well, I could change a background. What's that? Program list? I don't know what that is. Hit the likes. Thanks for the follows. Yeah, so it was raining earlier today, and it might rain again tonight. Not really looking forward to it, but, you know. I do have to say, though, like, this park is cool. But, I don't know. I think it's just a COVID thing. You know, like, ever since the pandemic ended, like... So, I live a travel lifestyle, right? Like, I move around, I'll stay certain places for a certain time, depending on what's going on. And, it's not the same as it used to be. Like, you used to be able to go somewhere and you just hang out. There were no homeless people. There were no staff or, like, security being, like, super weird. It was just, you were at the park, and that was it. And then when it was time to go to bed, you found somewhere to go to bed, or you had somewhere you bought that you went to bed, and that was it. And nowadays, it's like, there's homeless people everywhere. Maybe not in Houston, but there's like 5 or 6 of them here, and people are like, oh my gosh, there's like 5 or 6 homeless people. There's like none. Like, there's literally like no homeless people here. It's not even funny. But then, like, you go places and staff is like, everybody's a police officer. You mean like everybody's a cop? And it's just so, oh, thank you. But it's just so nerve-wracking. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I was on, like, nowadays, everybody's a cop. Like, everybody. I was on the phone with this, what do you call it? I guess it's like trending or something, you know? But I was on the phone with this, the customer service for my phone service, right? And the woman's, like, asking me, like, identifying questions. And, like, I already verified that it's my account. And she's, like, asking me all the, I'm not even kidding, bro. I cut into the conversation. I interrupted her, point blank period, and I said, look, you are getting paid to do one job. Stop trying to identify me and do your job, because that's what you're getting paid to do. I don't know or care why you're going out of your way and wasting my time. But do your job so I can hang up the phone and move on. And, like, that was it. And that's how that went. And she just did her job, and that was it. And then I hung up the phone. But, you know, that's when what it really comes down to is, like, the only thing more insulting than being treated like a homeless person is the insinuation that I might be a homeless person. If that makes any sense to you. Like, there's homeless people, and then there's people who travel with money, and then there's me. And when I have people that are supposed to be homeless, who have a job because they cheated and lied to get a job, giving me a problem as a traveler, it's really annoying. Like, imagine being the person who's traveling, and you see a homeless person with a badge, or a homeless person with, you know, like a staff uniform, and they're giving you lip and attitude, and they're trying to treat you like a homeless person, when they are very obviously a criminal that broke their way into society, and you have to sit back and wait for them to be replaced by someone who's supposed to have their job, while they, like, give you looks and give you attitude. Oh, can't do it. Just can't do it. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? And then there's actual homeless people that, you know, come around and whatever. Remember the days when I was really nice? Like, do y'all remember that? When I was, like, super nice to people? I really miss those days. I miss the days when I could be nice to people. Nowadays, you can't because they're psycho bitches and they're annoying as fuck. You can't even be nice. You literally can't be nice because they're like nuts off their rocker. Literally nuts. And that's the majority of society nowadays, is like literally people are clinically insane, trying to point the fingers at each other, calling each other clinically insane. No, take him first. Take him first. Be the sacrificial lamb. And then this one goes and hides, but like they know they're out of their fucking mind. And then like I'm over here being a sane individual, having to put up with all the drama, all the pointless drama. You know? It's irritating, to say the least. So I was able to get to the store today, and I got myself a whole new outfit, which is good. But now it's about to rain, so, you know, all these people whose brains don't work right. I am busy. Do not ask. What do you call it? How much are you selling the t-shirts for? Okay. Yeah, so I literally cannot sit anywhere and live stream without some weirdo having something to say. I'm not kidding you. Like, I can literally only live stream and see, like this fucking, like this. Imagine putting up with that all day, every day for 6 years straight. That is going to be the future of a lot of people that put me in this situation. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed sitting back and laughing. I hope you did. Because I'm going to make sure the streets have fun with you pretty soon. Just so you know. For those of you that were involved in making sure that I was stuck out here and putting up with these situations until now it's my turn. I'm going to put every ounce of breath in my lungs. You can't kill me, by the way. I think you tried. I'm going to put everything I have into making sure that your lives are a living hell until the day that you die. I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know you decided to mess with one of the most unkillable, vindictive individuals on the entire planet. I have nothing else to do, and the rest is up to you. So, you know, since you're going to have to empty your pockets either way, you could either give it to me, or you can give it to the government, who's just going to put you in prison and put it up your butt anyway. Totally up to you. Your choice. You're in control. Don't worry. You are totally in control. Anyway, now that my conniption is over, dude, you really got to cut it out, bro. Like, I will call the cops on you. I'm not kidding. And that's the difference, is like 3, 4, 5 years ago, people would actually call the cops when this stuff happens, right? You have someone who is homeless with a disgustingly long rap sheet. They couldn't just show up somewhere and do whatever they want. Can someone explain to me, welcome from Sydney, Australia, what happened in society where now criminals and these, you know, the homeless people that are clinically unstable are permitted to just do whatever the heck they want, wherever the heck they want? When did that become a thing? Just asking. Because I'm pretty sure it didn't. And that's it. So, you know. You have people in society who will, like, call you mean for not putting up with a clinically insane homeless person or somebody in society who's not okay bothering you. Like, they'll say, hey, there's something wrong with you. Actually, no. Somebody somewhere, multiple people, decided not to do their jobs. And now these people are running amok on society. Quite literally. And if it weren't for the people that are not mentally stable, who are in society, and the people that are not mentally stable, that are out here on the outside of society, colluding with each other, I wouldn't have to deal with any of this at all. Thanks for the follows. And so, from now on, I won't. I'm not putting up with it. I'm not dealing with it. It's your problem, and it's not my problem. Point blank, period. So you go ahead and have fun with that for the rest of your life, since you've decided for yourself that it's the responsible, mature thing to force those people onto society and make them have to deal with that drama all day, every day. You can go ahead and do it yourself. I don't care anymore. I really don't. At all. There's no point in it. There just isn't. I don't like the people that are like me. I don't like the people that aren't like me. I like me. I like to mind my own business. And I like to make sure that I can do what I want, where I want, how I want, without having to deal with people that aren't supposed to be able to doing so. You know? All day, every day. Like, I have genuinely had enough. I've been putting up with it for half a decade. And I will not be putting up with it for any longer. So anyway, as this random guy that's supposed to be in prison or in a mental facility is spazzing out in public to himself, scaring everyone around him, and the people here are doing nothing about it, I guess I'll just sit here and try to talk over somebody who's not even supposed to be in society. Yeah, literally, dude. Like, does someone want to come do their job? You know? I'll tell you what, the security around here, I want it to be dead. To tell you the truth, like, I wish it was dead. Like, I don't want anything to do with that shit. Just letting you know how I feel. The security around here in this area, they will sit in their cars and they won't do anything unless there's an altercation. Letting these people run amok. I can tell you right now, I spent $8 on a coffee this morning. I didn't spend $8 on a coffee this afternoon because they're just letting psycho homeless people run around on the property. I am not going to spend $8 to $10 on a coffee to be harassed by homeless people. I'm not going to waste my money, if that makes any sense. I am sick and tired of the parts of society that are supposed to be the most kept up with and the most put together being used as siphons for homeless people and other degenerates that don't belong to society. And then a guy like me has to put up with this 10 days out of a 7-day week. Oh, well, thank you. That's great. I have had enough. I am very irritated. And there's nothing else to it. You know, I want to give you my time. I want to give you my attention. But I'm at the point where while I'm making an income, I have to put up with this? No, that's not happening. So I'm going to shut down the broadcast. And when society decides to catch up with itself, then I will start spending my time and energy that is worth money on people, period. But as long as people in society aren't doing their jobs, I'm not going to sit here and put myself through pointless things. Like, I don't have to do this. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense to you, like, I was perfectly fine just taking photos, making videos. I don't have to do live stream. Live stream is expensive on my time, my attention, and my privacy. And if I'm going to sit here and have to put up with people being extortionistic while I'm trying to work, they have nothing else to do. They're not supposed to be in society. They're supposed to be in prison or a mental institution. And I'm going to sit here and have to put up with that. Oh, this person has a problem. Then do something about it. If you have opened your mouth enough to have an opinion, then do what I do. Do something about it. I call the police. I call the paramedics. I make those phone calls and create those connections to make sure these people don't stick around. I don't want them on the street. I want to be able to walk down the street without being in fear for my life. I want to be able to walk down the street without some psycho trying to tell me that I'm paranoid for not feeling comfortable when there is someone with a track record of very uncomfortable and inappropriate things hanging out in public as though it's okay. Well, give them another chance. They're not doing anything with the chance. That's the point. I'm not giving 1,000 chances. That's not my job. So that's where I leave it, is where I can't even enjoy an $8 cup of coffee without being harassed. I can't do my job without being harassed. So no, I'm not going to continue to be giving people my money and my time for free, because this is essentially free for you. And if, you know what I mean, if I'm going to sit here and do it for free, then you're going to have to wait till I'm in a good mood. And I don't have to put up with pointless BS. Have a great night. Thanks for your time. Just so you realize, I appreciate your time. But do you realize how much more it has cost me than what your time is worth? That's what I'm trying to say to you. Is that I don't care how much money I make. I don't. I care how my time gets treated. And as long as my time is not being valued to the appropriate level, my hands are off the wheel, and I'm not the driver. And there's no automated driver. And it's not my problem. Because y'all run society, you're the bosses, you got to figure it out. So go ahead and figure it out, and have a great night.
Start trying things and see what y'all are into. I'm not even kidding, I'm just gonna try random stuff. So firstly, comment if you like feet. These are my feet, fully clothed. They're not doing too bad. And now I heard this is a thing, so I'm gonna try it, see if we get any feedback. And if you're subscribed, just DM me in private. Chug water. I don't know. Is that a thing? Let me know. And so I did get a new fit. My paycheck came in. I am not staying at a shelter. I am not staying on the street. And so one day at a time, I am almost to the point where I could just, have a, say, a hotel room each night, something like that, and be able to travel. It's maybe another month or two, but it's in the works and it's pretty close. But I wanted to show you that I did go ahead and, I really appreciate your support. I got myself some water, obviously. I'll be getting about a gallon at a time, but I got like a regular t-shirt, and I got some pants. I got some insect repellents, and since in the store I could not find a long sleeve shirt, and then I got myself a little bag for it's a cooler bag, but I'm just gonna use it for what I could. I ended up having to spend $75 on this outfit, and I'm not really happy about it, considering I went to a dollar store to try and find it cheap. I would have been better off. I could have just gone to Target or Walmart or something and spent the same amount of money. But it is what it is. So I walked all the way there. I got what I had to get, and at least now I have a new fit, say for the next week or two. But what I'm realizing is, as far as on the website, I really appreciate you hopping on that website. It's the One Spicy Set everybody knows about. It's $5 a month. I appreciate you getting up on there. Next month or the month after, I may end up bringing it up to $11 a month. But for now, we're going to leave it at $5. and I appreciate y'all buying the packages. I have to make sure that I'm making at least $250 to $300 every week. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I have to. Because at this point, I am able to afford changing my clothes at least like once a week. And wearing one pair of clothes for an entire week is a long time, but you know what I mean? Like in duress situations, like I can't say I haven't had to or, you know, been able to. So it is what it is, but that's where things are at for now. Is you know, I'm usually having enough to eat. I finally got myself a change outfit. It was pretty painful to get a new outfit, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw the price tag, I was like, oh, but I had to. This time around, admittedly, I may wait like a week or two to get another one, because this is like, you know what I mean? The last one came from the last place I was at, and it's like I was in a pretty tough spot. Now I'm doing really good, and I don't really have anything to worry about, so it should be able to, you know, I should be able to just wait a while before getting the next outfit. And then, what do you call it? Beyond that, there's really nothing else. You know what I mean? I'm just taking it day by day, and where I can make content, I do, as you know. But we're gonna have to find a way to get things up quickly. I just don't know how. You know, I pulled from this paycheck to get the outfit, and then I got like, say, $40 left to feed myself the next few days, and then I got another 100 something coming in. But from now on, I gotta wait till I hit like 200 to cash out for certain reasons. I gotta wait till, or not 200, 220. And then also, you know, I'm just trying to be mindful of the situation, because there's only so much I could do at once. And when I push the limit, I find out pretty hard. You know what I mean? Like my feet are nice and torn. So, not really trying to go through that again. Lesson learned the hard way. Now it's kind of just about, you know, each and every night making sure that I end up in a space where I get proper sleep, but I'm not on the street, and I'm doing pretty good with that. And I'm hoping by next month to be making enough money to like travel full time, or at least, you know, walk on foot, and, you know, be able to like get a bus or a train, or not a bus, never again. You know, a plane, a train, maybe just an Uber over the bridge if I can't walk over whatever bridge it is, and just keep going. You know, we'll figure something out. If you got any ideas, let me know. But I appreciate y'all. I know payday's coming up for a lot of people in about 2 days if you're not getting your paycheck early. And please think of me, because I'm always needing. And God's honest truth, the day is going to come where I no longer need it. And when that day comes, I will return it to you. Like, you'll know that I'm officially making enough money, because you'll send me, you know, cash, and I will send it back to you. And I would say that it won't take me more than another month or two to get to that point. I have, you know, the amount of support I have is out of this world, which is awesome. But I still have to do the work. So, you know, stay tuned, pay attention, give your input, solicited and unsolicited, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Oh, that's right. As I said before, don't forget to subscribe on the website. Packages in the DMs. Yeah, so I'll tell you what, I'm doing a recording because y'all have not earned the right to be with me on live stream. I'm just letting you know, I'm not making enough money. It's not worth my time or attention or energy. It's not worth me saying stuff while I'm live that I don't feel good about myself saying. And, you know, I got these people around that shouldn't even be in society, and I'm having to put up with that. And, you know, I'd have a nice peaceful day at the park if it weren't for society's decision to try and bank in and cash in on all the criminals and the homeless and the mentally unstable that are supposed to be put away by just having them out here harassing people. Like, specifically, you know, like target harassing people. Like, I'm sitting out here, I'm minding my own business live streaming, nowhere to lie,
As soon as I shut off the live stream, the homeless guy stood up and walked away. I don't care if you're a cop. I don't care. Do your job. And if you're not leaving me alone, you are not doing your job. Go bother somebody that's supposed to be bothered. If you would like to learn what authority is, comment below. Work and to leave. And that is all you will get, or you will lose more than you can afford. And if you don't think so, ask anyone in LA who isn't too proud to admit they lost the entire city against me when I had to stand my ground. I made it out of LA with my income, an income that I built while being attacked by the city constantly. And I do not play games. So please and thank you, stay out of my business. When you're dumb enough to tell me what to do, you will learn your lesson. And beyond that, stay out of mine, because I'm minding my own. If you're just showing up, I've had a pretty good afternoon, and I show up here at the park to hang out, and unfortunately I was harassed by somebody who may or may not have been an undercover officer, but was posed as a homeless person. Either way, this homeless person was extremely aggressive and, verbally aggressive, time aggressive, just really not leaving me alone. And, I went and I had a conversation with the officers about it. Then the guy was following me down the street, quite literally. And, oh, no big deal. It's not happening to me. Good. Thank you. Yes. Let me handle it. So handle it is what I did. I had my conversation with y'all. I had a conversation with the officers. This dude goes down the street, goes around the corner, and now I'm being left alone to mind my own business. But that's what it really comes down to, is like being polite and being nice. It was working, and things were going really well. And then, in a proverbial sense, somebody shows up inappropriate, if you know what I mean. Like imagine it happened oh, no, I'm sorry. I just didn't mean to. No, it doesn't work that way. This is real life. You got a problem. I didn't ask if you have a problem. I'm letting you know that you now have a problem because you crossed the line one time. I don't even do one. Ask around. I don't. If you pressure me enough, you scare me enough, I'll lie to you. I'll tell you, oh, I do all these chances. I don't give anyone any chances. And that's the truth. So, you give me an issue, you will have an issue as long as you live. That is how hard I've had to fight to stay alive to this age. That's what it takes to be out here and doing what I'm doing and still trying to stay fresh and clean on top of it as the storm rolls in, right? As the freaking storm is rolling in. I don't care if anyone's trying to help me. I don't care if anyone's trying to hurt me. I'm saying leave me alone and stay out of it, because me and Mother Nature have been just fine, and we're just fine long before you ever showed up, and I don't want nothing to do with you to begin with. And I made that clear a long time ago. You tried to force me into it. You found out twice now. Learn your lesson and back off. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to make my money. I'm going to stay out of the way. You're not going to bother me about it. You're going to face serious consequences when you do. And then I'm going to get up out of here so I'm no longer bothering you. I don't care if that rhymes well or not. I'm just saying my piece. Because that's where I'm at and that's the situation I'm in. I'm not going to be treated like a homeless person. I'm not going to be treated like a vagrant. I'm not going to be treated like a problem. I'm not going to be treated like a criminal. Because I'm not. I'm not any of that. So, to be quite honest, I'm not going to tolerate that behavior in my direction. I'm not. I got brand new clothes on. I'm fresh. My body's washed. I'm all good. You are not going to treat me different just because you cheated the system. You lied and you stole to get somewhere to live and to get money. And you're going to treat me like I'm less. Well, I take that as a confession that you stole where you are at in society. You give me a problem while I'm in Houston. My immediate submission that I could probably research and find myself to be accurate is that you stole what you have, that you did not get where you're at fairly, that you cheated to get where you're at in life. I'm clean. I'm cut well. I'm doing what I have to do. I'm working. I'm not just sitting around being a vagrant. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't do crime. I don't do any of that. None of the drama. I don't put up with people trying to cut out my internet service and say it's the weather. Take care of that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm just not about it. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. I'm not going to have anything to do with it. But you will find that I am very good at minding my own business. And when you are not, I'm not going to be there to watch the show, if you will. If you understand what I'm saying. So, today was supposed to be a good day. I got myself a brand new outfit. I had to spend like half my paycheck to get a new outfit. At the dollar store, if you could believe that. I could have gone to Target, I could have gone to Target or Walmart. I ended up spending $75 at the dollar store, and I walked like an hour and a half or 2 hours to get to the dollar store. I just couldn't believe how ripped off I got today. But these things happen. I got some decent clothes. They're not too bad. It's all right. It is what it is. But I'm irritated. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty irritated. Today was not a good day. And then to add insult to injury, tonight going how it's going. And then tonight, late in the night, is going to be pretty freaking cold. The accent's from your mother, in case you didn't know. And then, I'm going to have to friggin' put up with the cold tonight. It's going to be freezing cold, and it's also going to be raining, more than likely. No idea where I'm going, no idea what I'm doing. How to spend the money, but now I don't have enough money to get myself a room for the night to stay out the cold. $10 short of getting a room for the night. So it is what it is, but I'm not going to sit back and put up with people's BS when they're living off of my tax dollars. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not okay with that being how my money gets spent. I'm not cool with that. And then, on top of it, you're going to take my money and use it to make it harder for me to make money. Get the hell out of this country. I don't care where you go. You might want to get on a boat or a plane or a train as soon as humanly possible, because I'm not the guy to do that with. If I'm spending my tax dollars, it better be going to the places I want it to go to. And when it doesn't, especially when it blows back in my direction, I am going to find a new home for you. And that is with my right hand to God. I mean it. I really will. It's not going to be a home that you like. That is an unfortunate part of the package, but yeah. You can go ahead and deport him. I'm cool with that. Yeah, so I know y'all haven't been tuned in for the past couple of years, but I am tuned in with just about every major governmental agency. Like everything from DHS to DPS, DPSS or DPS, I don't even know. But ICE, all them people, they track everything that I'm doing on my phone. It's pretty neat how they do it too. I had somebody teach me how they do it. And for a while there, I was a little irritated. I was like, well, I don't know how I feel about that. But now, I don't have any complaints. None at all. Somebody gives me an attitude, they end up halfway in another country. Somebody tries to set me up for a crime, they end up in prison themselves. It's not a bad gig, bro. Not a bad gig at all. Totally okay with it. Just know, I am not a cop, and I do not go out of my way with any of it, unless you go out of yours. It's the kind of thing where if it's not costing me money, I don't care. It's none of my business at all. But if you ever cut into the ability for me to even make 1 cent, if you get in the way of 1 cent of mine, I will destroy you. Unequivocally. Whatever. You get the point. Make fun of me, disappear, the rest is history or not, or whatever. It's my turn. And I'm really enjoying it, to tell you the truth. For the first time in my life, I am getting appropriated justice. And it sure feels good. It does. So. Thanks for the follows. I'm going to toss this friggin' cork board that's attached to the overpriced sandals that I bought from the dollar store that should have been like $3. And I'll be right back. Okay. Where am I from doesn't matter. I am currently in Houston, Texas, living it up. I'll tell you the truth, I've been having a wonderful time. I've been having a lot of fun up until today. Today was fucking shit. I just got paid, right? Just got paid. I had to spend half of that on a new outfit because the outfit I had was officially done for. And, you know, I spent, say, maybe another $20 on food already because I've just been starving. You know, like straight up starving. You know, I'm to a point where I'm paying taxes. And so I am really putting my foot down after enduring 6 years of people mistreating me. I'm just saying, hey, look, I'm a taxpayer. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have an apartment because I'd call the cops on you because people are that obvious to me that most of them I already know what they're doing and what they're not just by looking at them. And if I wanted to clear a space for myself, I could snap my fingers and do it, quite literally. But instead, I'm saying, well, you're living your life. That's none of my business, but don't call my bluff. Because I will clear a space and I will give it to someone else. I won't even keep it for myself. Because I'm on my own journey. I'm on my own track. I'm doing my own thing. And I'm almost to the point where I can get myself out of this situation. And I've been working at that for over a decade. I've been doing this for over a decade. I'm not giving in. I'm not giving up. And when people either are asking for my help, I say no. Because I can't. That's where I'm at in my life. People ask if I want their help. For the most part, I say nope. Because that's where I'm at in my life. And that's just where it is. That's where things are. You know, I'm making my money online. That's my income. It's not charity money. It's not a GoFundMe. It's a website. It's a business that I run. And I make money on that website. I make just enough to feed myself. So it's not much. But I've only been doing it for about a month. So, you know, I'm busting my butt to make enough money to get myself out of this situation and to move on. And by this situation, what I mean by that is where I have to choose between eating for a week and getting a flight or getting a hotel. I shouldn't have to choose between eating and sleeping. And pretty soon I won't have to. So be fully aware, I'm in a tough spot. But I do not identify as a homeless person. I do pay taxes, and I will not tolerate, ever, at all, for any reason, being treated in any sort of way that is me being singled out. If I'm hanging out at the park, you leave me alone, because I'm hanging out at the park. If I had a regular apartment here, guess what I'd be doing? I'd come out and I'd sit in the park all day. So I'm not doing anything different than I would if I lived up the street. Why treat me any different? I have a job, and you obviously very much do not have a job because people with jobs don't waste their time talking that way. Yeah. So I'm spending as much time in each park throughout the city as I would spend if I was living up the street. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about it. Me having to find somewhere to sleep at night does not change that I'm the same guy during the day. I shower. I change my clothes. I pay for my food. I'm not a vagrant or a loiterer. I do not loiter. I do not commit vagrancy. All right? I work very hard to obey the law. It's a pretty tough thing to do, believe it or not, in the situation that I'm in. So, when it comes to people that I know could never do what I do the way I do it, I don't have an ounce of energy left. I do not have a minute or a moment of patience left. I don't. And when I go down to the park down the road, and the staff that's been eyeing me up for a couple of days, even though I'm only hanging out in the park during the day for 2 or 3 hours at a time, they've been eyeing me up because I'm new. When they give me a problem, I'm going to take their jobs and come back. I'm going to actively make the phone call myself. I'm not going to have another person make it for me. I'm that angry. I'm that upset. And I'm that sick of this that I will make that phone call myself. And when they pick up that phone, it's me on the other end, and they they friggin' lose it in their pants. Hopefully the point gets through. I'm done playing. I'm not a criminal. I have had to stay off the grid to build myself to where I'm at so I can make my own income because my family, unfortunately, was not the most savory of people. That's not my fault or my problem. I don't have anything to do with them, and I have worked very hard to start my own life over without having to hide, to build a life for myself and not be identified as one of them, because I'm not one. I was raised outside my family. I worked very hard to build a reputation for myself, to have it attacked by those same people. And I still made it out. And I'm still going to make my money, and I'm going to move on from this. And the rest is not going to be history unless somebody wants a lawsuit, because that's all I have left to offer is prison, institution, lawsuit. Lawsuit being the most merciful of the three. That's all I got left to offer. So, that's where I'm at in my life. That's the stuff that I'm handling, what I'm dealing with. And I just don't have time for the drama anymore. I really don't. I am literally starving. I am tired. And I have to wait a couple of hours to settle in. And I have, friggin' people that are trying to tell me how to live my life and how to do it. Like, whoa. Now, hold your horses. I am not a part of the Houston community, and I'm not a homeless guy. On top of that, on top of all of it, I'm visiting. I'm here in Houston visiting. I'm visiting in a very low budget fashion, but I am visiting. So, let it go, like Frozen, and leave me alone. Because I'm not the one. And that's it. Thanks for the follows. And, for the people that say, well, just go around and enjoy yourself, I'm going to be honest with you. Until I'm making enough money, I'm not going to enjoy myself either way. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to happen. I am not going to have the kind of fun people expect me to have until I'm making enough money that I can go back to the hotel at the end of the night. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe people are delusional. Maybe they really do think that I'm like mentally unstable or something. I don't know. But you gotta be mentally unstable to have to live this way and then be able to have as much fun as people are expecting you to have. Like I have people telling me like, oh, go out and have a good time. Or they're like, hey, let's get together and do this or that. And I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not there yet. So no. Answer's no. They say, come on, you could be one of our homeless people. And the only thing that comes to mind is them dying. Like, would you like to insult me in a more egregious fashion, or was that enough? You know what I mean? Like, are you satisfied? Because I work very, very hard for what I got, and I barely have enough to live on. So when somebody throws that my way, right through the roof, you know, like point blank period, right through the roof. I can't even hear it. Can't hear it. Don't care. And so now I'm all fired up. And I bought chicken earlier, and I regret buying that chicken. I was doing real good. Well, no, I mean, I really wasn't doing that good with the diet. But I don't know, I just regret buying the chicken because I wasn't feeling all that hungry. But it's like I knew my body needed food. You know what I mean? Like I knew I needed to eat. So I did. But still not feeling good about it. I know I could have gotten something healthier, and I didn't. But at the same time, I realize I'm not making enough money to sustain that kind of diet. So, it is what it is. I know all those chicken hormones have gotten through me. Guess I'm nice and relaxed. It's just the worst thing in the world where I'm almost making enough money that I never have to think about money. You know? But I'm just not there yet. I'm like this close to almost not having to worry about money. But I'm not all the way there. Yeah, so, you know, as far as being like an upstanding citizen and all that, you know, I'm doing my best. And I'd say I'm not doing too bad. What I will say, though, is I am a businessman, and I'm in full recognition that law enforcement, the state, the government, they are competing factors. They are competing elements in a very large atmosphere and, market. And when it comes to me personally, if they want to stay in the winning facility of my choosing, you know what I mean? Like if they want to continue to receive funding that's coming from my direction at the amount that they're getting it, you know what I mean? Like I can't be dealing with any of that, you know? And what's really starting to bother me is I have a lot of people getting a lot of money from a lot of places that I could be getting the money from instead of them. Just so I don't have to deal with what comes with that money. Essentially like socio-political things, drama, adult stuff that I don't want to have I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I'm still doing the same thing I was doing 10 years ago. Just getting myself to a point of making money on the internet. And I'm finally starting to do it. You know what I mean? So I'm fulfilling that. All this other stuff that's so big and important, like you go ahead and figure that out. Like, but the thing is, you got to leave me out of it. Don't be trying to double dip. I'm not the rest of my family. You know, like the rest of my family, they're gonna play politics, or maybe you try to leverage me against them, whatever. No, I will step back from everybody and say, I'm not about it. You go do what you got to do. Just remember, if my name is on that piece of paper, you're paying for it. And we both know the country itself can no longer afford that name. So, you know, you'll be that guy, you gotta be that guy. But if not, I was minding my own business. And I would like to go back to minding my own business. I stress myself out enough. I am not going to have anyone stress me out. You stressed me out. Good luck. Well, I'll tell you what, the battery's running pretty low, and I would say I've calmed down just about as enough as is necessary for me to handle the next thing. So I'm going to hop off of here, and I'm going to hop over to TikTok and see what's going on there. Okay? Is everybody good, or are we still hanging out? By the way, we need to get to 30 subs on the website by the end of the week. And we are currently at, I think, 26 or 27. So we only need like 3 or 4 more people to sub on the website. It's the Spicy website. You know which website that is. We only need about 3 or 4 more to make it to 30 to reach my goal. So if you're not on the website, I'd really appreciate you for that. You were helping me move on from a situation of maybe not homelessness, but poverty, for lack of a better term. Being below the poverty line. But I was looking up and I saw this dude go and take a seat on a chair thing, and it looks pretty neat. And I'm glad he pointed it out. So I'm going to go take a picture under this thing. And, oh wow, that's hilarious. That ties into something else. But I'm going to go ahead and take a picture over there. And then I'm going to go live on TikTok for a little bit. Maybe we'll get like 5 or 10 people, but I just want to check in because there's a lot of people that do go over to TikTok that don't come here. So I'll talk to y'all soon. I don't even care about saying the names of the platforms or whatever. They've decided that they're going to be throttling my content regardless. Throttling the, I'm still getting the reach because I have the connections, but the algorithm itself is not pushing my content. So I'm going to go and check in with TikTok. Talk to y'all soon. Thanks for coming in and thanks for listening. Say hello as you're coming in. Just let me know you're here. Thanks for the likes. Or just tap the screen. That helps too. Introducing Superfan. Learn what it is and how to become a super fan. You can now customize the badge and the emotes for your fan club. Shotzi, welcome to the broadcast. Summer, welcome on. Carl Gordon, welcome to the broadcast. As you're coming in, say hello. Dave, welcome to the broadcast. Happy Camper, welcome to the broadcast. Background noise, hearing clearly. That works. Sounds good to me. Roth, welcome to the broadcast. Robo, welcome to the broadcast. Dave, thanks for the likes. Wow. Sorry about that. Dave's a loser. Had to get rid of him. Welcome from Sulphur, Louisiana. Garden Girl, welcome to the broadcast. No need to know. Welcome to the broadcast. Chandra, welcome to the broadcast. User 205, welcome to the broadcast. Restricted? What are you? Harassment and bullying. And bullying. And bullying. High visibility restricted for 10 minutes. Comply with the 4U eligibility standards. Harassment and bullying. You know what? I'm really glad they did that, because now that's going to bounce back onto the entire platform. And everyone that's tied in with my AI and that algorithm. Y'all are going to have a really long 2 years. After this past 2 years, that were 2 very long years. Mine's going to be a good one. I'm just going to have to put up with, some restrictions every now and again. But sucks to be you. And as long as I don't say anything when I see it, I'm good. And I don't care. Enjoy being automated, you frickin' psychos. You earned it. After a lifetime of whatever the heck y'all were up to. Don't know, don't want to know. Biscuits and gravy, welcome to the broadcast. How are you? Restrict my... Oh, they lifted the restrictions. Good. It's good. How was yours? Robert S., welcome to the broadcast. It's already too late, but, I'll take it, Disgusting. Yeah, discussing a 10-minute restriction for harassment. No longer. Papa Rains, welcome to the broadcast. This app restricts people for everything. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not restricted right now as far as I know. Should be good. Johnny, welcome to the broadcast. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, like, they once banned your account for 10 minutes because someone reported you for doing nothing. Yeah, it happens. I've seen a lot, actually. Do nothing and get banned. It happens. I tell you what irritates me is, I guess people out here, like, assumed that I'm, like, begging for money and people are, like, just giving me money. I have a job, right? Like, I have a job on the internet and I work on my phone and I make my income, my taxable income, on my phone. That's how I pay for what I have, is with income. And when people give me money, that is income. It's not somebody is taking care of my needs. No, it's that I am working and I am being paid for my work. I totally get it, yeah. But what's bothering me is simply because I'm out here. Like out here. People are like, oh, like, let's just treat him like none of it's his. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, literally, my property belongs to me more than yours belongs to you. Like, most of what you have is leased, or you're getting it from a money pool, or you're getting it from your family. The stuff that I own belongs to me and is paid for by me with income that I make on my own. I'm not in a money pool. I'm not a part of a gang because I'm not a criminal. I'm not in a social class or group. I'm not in any of it. Like, I don't have play that. It's my money. So to have people look at me and be like, oh, sorry you had to beg for money. Dude, I have an I-9. You know what I mean? Like, I literally pay taxes. Like, my taxes, I pay more in taxes than the money you make in a year. So what are you talking about? This is where I'm at with it, you know? Don't even say anything, get banned. Trolls are report people and bots. Yeah, it happens. Yo, you should see the lightning. Thankfully, it didn't end up raining, but there's a lot of lightning tonight. Yeah, see, I'm all fired up because, like, I don't want to be here, but I don't have anywhere else to go. And I'm nervous to walk out of here, you know? Like, I'm nervous to walk out of Houston towards Florida. Every year it still cause problems. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's hurricane season right now. I feel like it's a really bad idea to, like, get on the road. You know what I mean? I feel like staying put is a really wise decision for now. So... T. Gray, welcome to the broadcast. Like, dude, I'm just up the creek. Now, I'm good. I'm doing really good and better every day. But situationally, I'm, like, up the creek. Still in Houston. Hurricane season lasts for a minute. Yeah, I'm in Houston. It's a thing where, like, I was in LA, right? But LA is going through a lot of transitioning right now, a lot of changes to get ready for the Olympics. And it's really, it's not a safe place right now. It's up in July and August, usually when it gets land. All right. You know, it's not a safe place. And then I tried Vegas, and, like, Vegas is good. It's just, especially during the summer, there's a lot of violence. Like, especially, like, outside, like, in Vegas, there's a lot of violence because of the heat. And people are just, like, really fed up and afraid of each other. It's just a lot of dry heat. So, a lot of violence happens. Discussing living on the road and the challenges of being a creator. There's summaries and settings. Keep that in mind if you do walk. Yeah, I'm not doing it. And then last but not least is being here. You know, like, this is a tough sell, but it's a pretty good situation. And, you know, like, I really don't need to sweat anything as long as I stay focused. It's turned into a mess. Was there last month for a few days. Yeah. 44% of live viewers still haven't followed. Well, if y'all be willing to follow, I'd appreciate you. That would be nice. Alright, well, I'm going to shut down because I'm just here using battery. But I'll talk to y'all soon, okay? Have a good night. If anyone's up for a chat, phone call, anything like that, please let me know. I could really appreciate the phone call or just a way to vent or something. Yeah.
Can't recognize most of, you know, I say, okay, so let's put it this way. So 30% of the time, I'm nobody, right? 30% of the time, I'm somebody that knows somebody. 20% of that time, I'm somebody that might be somebody. 9% of that remainder, I've got to be somebody. And that 1%, they say, oh my gosh, it's that guy. And like, that's, you know, where it ends. But until, the unique experience of being that person is that until they realize I'm that guy, I'm nobody. You know, it doesn't matter what level I get recognized on. Until they realize it's me. And they know who they're talking to. That could be a good thing. What's my Instagram? Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I haven't touched Instagram in a minute. Hello. Wait, that's not Elizabeth Beers.
No. I thought it was another Lisbeth. I got all excited. This chick that I follow on the one website. You know, I support and all that. But that's different. Now what was I doing? I was doing something. Oh yeah, I got notifications. Very good. I tell you, it's quite the welcome wagon. When half the songs are playing out here on my personal playlist, and I only have like 400 songs on it. Thank you for letting me vent, Houston. Even though I can't remember where the frick I'm at, because I'm so friggin' deadbeat tired. Can't even remember what city I'm in. But it's good here, all right? I have it good. It's going on. You're gonna hear me have a diva moment every now and again. Okay? Living hell. You could have held me against my will to try and get my money, but you didn't. You just said, "Stay out the way." Like a day one. You're the best. So, you know, I'm out here friggin' roughing it more than I have in a long time, but it's alright. You know, I remember. I haven't forgotten. So I'll be out here maybe a month or two, but it's a good humbling. And I tell you the tough part though, in the past, somebody'd humble you, and you could blame them, you know? But this, I humble myself. I did. I moved too quick. I spent too much money too quick. And here I sit. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate the likes. Welcome to the broadcast. As you're coming in, say hello. I swear I am not sitting in Vietnam right now. I'm in America, in Houston, Texas. Totally identified. Covers completely blown. Every op I was on is grown. This is not a drill. But I'm okay. At least I'm making a couple $100 a month. You know, selling myself on the internet. I was sitting on live stream because it was down. At least I feel better. Even if there's not really much to talk about. Yeah, they always walk away. Out to the next guy. I thought I run a good business. I thought I am a good business. But I guess because I don't speak it proper English, I'm not a good business. I speak plain English. Yeah, I like to fly. I speak plain English. Simple English. It's a preference. I'm not a prototype. I just prefer to play. See, I specifically remember these coffees because the next day, oh God, I was like, oh yeah, let me buy something. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got like $5. What a genius. And if I remember correctly, the next day paying my paycheck still didn't come through. I don't know. They'll find out. Maybe you're out of it. Good shot. What am I at? Oh, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So do we want to get the views up, or are we just like staying there? See, I thought it was called a public place for a reason. But now they even got internet restrictions on public places. Explain that. See, I had a chance to get famous back in 2020, 2019. I'm good, Harry. And I chose to be responsible. Instead of going out there and getting all the views and making all the money, I decided to be responsible. And now I'm suffering the consequence of responsibility. I am from America. What country are you from? Oh, excuse me. Ay, I literally don't have anybody to talk to. I don't want to strike up conversation with people. Don't feel like it. It's a wonderfully lonely existence. So I guess they turned off all my notifications for TikTok and Clapper and Vigo because I started making money. Yeah. I am almost to a point where I am making a full income. And so they shut off the notifications to all of my fans and all of my followers. All of them. Yeah. There isn't a single person on my follow list getting notifications. None of my videos are reaching any part of the For You page or any, hashtag page or anything because I'm making money and they're not in control of it. So because I'm making my own money, I no longer have any reach on any platform to make any more money than I'm already making, in an attempt to force me to have to rely on the system. And so, if I am not making a full income by the end of this summer, I am going to sue the United States of America. The company, not the country. If I'm not making $4,000 a month by August 31st, I am filing a lawsuit against the United States of America. Yeah. I wonder if they learned their lesson yet. Because it's 2 years later, I still don't care. I have not changed my opinion at all. And you are going back to what country your family came from, wherever that may be. And I don't even care if you have citizenship. You're going to take anyway. Sure, because citizenship can be revoked. And people forget that and they get big mouths. You are not living in America for at least 5 generations. If you don't have 5 generations of people in your family that have U.S. citizenship, you can still be deported and your citizenship can still be revoked.
And he's going back to Africa. He hates white people so much, he can go back to where there ain't no white people. You like America? Start acting. You want to impose your foreign tyranny on our country? We'll teach you what tyrannical really looks like. Because as you well know, we are damn good at it when we need to be. 72% of the people that live in this country are not American. They have U.S. citizenship, but they're not American. Enjoy and have fun. But don't forget, one wrong move and you'll be on the run. Take it from me. I would have known, but I never found out. So I'm going to turn this into a cowboy hat. I need to pull a string down a little bit, it's a bit funny. I was in public. Y'all are actually kind of lucky that I have to be in public right now. We would have the amount of fun we'd be having be out of this world. But instead, we're sitting here getting side-eye from homeless people dressed in staff. Same thing to me. You want to act like a homeless person, you're going to get treated like one. You assert your authority, I'll assert mine. If not, we have an agreement, and I'll pay the living shit out of you this time. Just don't double cross me. Because I can do that. Really good at it. Sherry, welcome to the broadcast. How you been? They can take my life away, or try. They try to take my memory away. How's that working out? Guess who's still here? And now I'm on the rise. This is gonna be good. Y'all better hope that I stick with the whole, forgiveness thing. What's up? How are you? I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna stay forgiving or seek retribution. Let's see. All of this, instead of just paying me $4,000 a month. I mean, I don't know about you, but the idiots in this country have cost America $3.4 trillion with T dollars in the past 5 years over me. And they thought they could flip it and put it on me. It didn't work. So they can either answer to why $3.4 trillion is missing from the U.S. budget over the past 5 years, or I can reverse extort you as you have extorted me, and you can pay me $4,000 a month, and I continue to not know a thing about it. When it comes to slush money, it's not about morals, because there's no morality attached to it. With a slush fund, it's not illegal, but it's not legal. It can't be stolen, but it's not. Do you know what I mean by that? And that's the kind of thing it is. So there ain't no right and wrong in it. Some people don't understand what that means, but the fact of the matter, there's no right and wrong. I'm doing pretty good. So being no right and wrong, I don't really care. You know what I mean? I just want my money. I don't want the problems. Y'all have 3 months.
And killing me didn't work, if you haven't noticed. So if you don't want round 3, instead of trying to kill me again, just pay me and shut up. That might work. Well, I don't know how much further we could take this. You know what I mean? Trillion is about as high as it goes, as far as I know. You know, like mainstream society. So, whatever. You know, I've taken it as far as it could possibly go. And I still don't care any more than I cared 5 minutes ago. Make me sleep in the rain and wonder why I don't keep their secrets. I'm not one of your soldiers. I'm not a pet. You barked up the wrong tree and knocked out a nest. It's your own fault. Maybe you thought it was a bird's nest. Turns out it was a bee's nest. I'm not going to be the idiot waiting around for them bees to make it out the nest after you knock it down. So you go ahead and you have fun with LA, the bird's nest. You go ahead, or excuse me, the bee's nest. You go ahead and have fun with Vegas, the bird's nest. And I'll be over here, minding my own business. And while you try to clean up the massive mess you left, trying to clean me up, I'll be sitting here waiting for the same thing I've been waiting for over a year and a half. Money. My money. I hope y'all are having as much fun as I'm having. I decided tonight that I was going to have a good time. And that's it. You want to have fun at my expense? I suppose I'll have some fun at yours. If anybody wants a whole bunch of information about a top secret United States government project that I can't possibly know anything about, and they have no way to explain how I could possibly know it, and a cover-up would be tracked and impossible to produce, I'm not saying it's for sale, but I'm not saying that it isn't. Since releasing that information would be doing the opposite of betraying my country, I'd be standing up for my country against the government choosing to be tyrannical and, try to take over the United States instead of just overseeing, its operations. I would be doing justice for my country to release that information. So if anyone's interested, I like money, and I don't have anyone dumb enough to try me in court over it. Here comes the government. What do you think, state or federal? I'm calling Fed.
Got it. Yeah. And the state is probably behind me. Oh no, that's international. And where is our local? Where is he? I got one of each. I got 4. Local, state, federal, international. I got one of each. And I'll tell you, very easy. Here's a... That's funny. I'll tell you, I'll give you a real good tip, all right? Here's how you find out what country the problem is coming from. Attract enough attention that you have a local law enforcement officer bothering you, no matter what kind. A state one, right? Whatever state you're in, that you have a statey from whatever state you're in bothering you. You have a Fed bothering you. And then whatever the nationality or ethnicity of that international enforcement officer is that's bothering you or coming up in your business, that's where the problem's coming from. Now, you're not the culprit, but they're curious. And 9 times out of 10, if it's an international issue, you know, especially overseas, they're just about the last ones to find out about the problem. So I'm sitting here wondering, and I have my answer. I'm not very surprised. I am disappointed. But what I will say is, when we take Colombia, this is just a shout out to who's going to take Colombia. You can go ahead and keep all of it, and you'll know what I'm talking about by the time you get there. If you get rid of the people that are a pain in my butt from that country, and whatever way you get rid of them, I don't care how, and don't implicate me, we're cool. You can keep all of it. It's a lot, like a lot. All I want is to be left alone with my money. I just want to be left alone. I don't want women. I don't want nothing. I literally just want to be alone with my money long enough to slow down and remember, or at least like know where my life is at. But I have been moving so quick for so long that I don't even know where my life's at right now. Not a clue. So, you know, I've done things, I've done the impossible, I've done all this other stuff. And I'm sitting here and I didn't get to be present mentally for anything. I was in fight or flight survival for so long, I didn't even get a chance to be a part of my own experience consciously. I just had to move quick enough to get it done and live through it. And now I'm sitting friggin', you know, I'm supposed to be sitting in paradise with millions of dollars. Instead, I'm sitting in Houston, Texas, you know, with a Dollar General hat on and a $10 cup of coffee. Like, what is this? Is this a sick joke? Because if this isn't a sick joke, it is, you know, a lot of problems on the way. You have less than 90 days. Figure it the fuck out. Yesterday, not now. And if you haven't figured out by now, since we're on round 2, I better be seeing summer by the end of the summer. And I gotta make it here until the end of the summer somehow. Just still get it. I appreciate you. I try. Like Toby, what is it? Toby Keith. Not as good as I once was. But that's a joke. I'm in my prime. So people look at me, they're like, oh, you're washed up. I said, what do you mean I'm washed up? I'm fucking 31 years old. It's not even possible yet. I mean, 40 years from now, I might start to get washed up if I want to get washed up. But until then, you're stuck with me full throttle all the time. I'm not gonna get old. Literally. So get used to it. Or I should say I'm not gonna look old. Get used to it. They're like, you're making it up. I'm just the first person to have the balls to say it out loud in public. One of the first things. Age isn't important. It has its points of importance. It does.
I used to play with that motherfucker all day long until I learned about sex from the skin catalog, and then I played with my motherfucker all day long. About 10 times a day, man, all year long. My favorite song, motherfucker, I don't like to make it's a Celine Dion song from the movie Titanic. Every night, my dreams.
Dude, Crazy was like 4 years ago. Okay? This is just, I don't even know what this is. Oh, thanks for the likes.
How's that even possible? A person should be stupid, but at least that impossible. Shit happens all the time, and you learn how to deal with it. Break it up every day, no more fucking bullshit. Break it up every day, no more. When I get into a fight, I usually leave on a stretcher.
I just want to go into a caffeine coma and be on live stream for 18 hours a day. Is that so much to ask for? Thanks, Max. Appreciate the beans.
I like red peppers better than the green one.
Like, I don't know if y'all know this, but like, I'm at a place in my life. It's tough because there's people that are willing to send the beans. There's people that are willing to send the money, and I appreciate you for that. But most people are too scared. Like, to be real with you, they're afraid that they're gonna get in trouble for sending me money or something like that, or like getting me my money. You know. The reality is that I have done so much work essentially for free that I'm very thankful when people do send money my way, like when people pay me, right? Trust fund money, I know, I appreciate you. But it's come down to a point where it's like people throwing pennies at me. You know what I mean? Like, for real though. It's like, all right, here you go. I'm like, I'm gonna pick those up, but I'm gonna remember that you threw them at me. What I'm not gonna do is blame a person if they weren't making fun of me. No, I'm sorry, there's just no winning here. It's a lose. It's the kind of thing where it's like the insult level gets so high that you better give me your money. And when you do, you better bow, smile, and walk away peacefully. Because if I catch even a hint of attitude, I'm going to take you for everything you ever put ahead. And you'll be lucky to be working for me. And, don't make fun of the stutter, because I don't have one. I work so hard that I barely sleep, I barely eat, and I'm constantly on the move. Quite literally, almost constantly doing something. What I'm really fighting right now is I see these cute girls behind me is going to buy a vape. I'm fighting so hard not to go back to smoking. It's been about 2 days. I'm doing really good. I think it's just the cessation. Like something in me says that smoking it makes me feel like I have more money for those times when I'm low on cash. But it doesn't really do anything. You know what I mean? Oh my God, he actually thought about taking that cup away. I am genuinely going to end up shooting someone. You guys are lucky that my right to bear arms was revoked. This is the only reason it was revoked, because I have legal permission to kill people in public. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Why don't I? Because what good is it going to do me? I'm not crazy enough. So I ain't going to be able to explain it. And, you know, that person I put down is going to end up being somebody who's got a life, or they got a family or a kid. And that ain't me. So as angry and upset as I may be, they ain't worth the spit. No, what's the point wasting my time? I got people right up my alley I could be putting down. And I don't, because I had a kid, and now I'm a softie, and there's nothing else to it. And they say, you know, you just start full on shaking when you try to quit. Oh, I hear you. Yeah, I'm telling you, I got half a mind to go get myself a cheap vape. I got like $10 under the smoke shop around the corner. I got like $10 left until the 4th. But, yeah, I didn't say 10 million. I said $10. Yeah, that's, do not ever have a child. Okay, like if you're gonna have a kid, make sure that you aren't a pushover. All right, don't be that guy. I am that guy. I should be sitting on over $100 million. I'm sitting on $10 because I have a son. They say, pay us or we're going to kill your kid. I say, okay, well, here's $10 million delivered by my guys that then take it back from you when you're cold. But then they got to keep the money. I don't get to keep the money, and now I'm broke. I don't know, man. I'm not, I mean, the law says that I'm not a dad, all right? They took my parental rights and everything because they're jealous that I'm more powerful than, on my own than the United States of America. And I mean, literally, the theory has been tested and I've proven it. But I would rather work in unison with the government than be at odds with the government of the country that I'm in. You know what I mean? There, give me a second, I got a text. Excuse me. Alright. Oh, by the way, I had a DNA test done. I am not biologically related to anyone that claims to be my birth family. I don't know if y'all knew that or if I had a chance to tell you, but I did a 23andMe, and it turns out that I am Finnish. I am not Norwegian. So, if you didn't know, the family that claims to be my birth family, so I was raised in foster care, right? And I've had to fend for myself my whole life. And into my adult years, I have become rather adept because I've had to learn to survive on my own. The family that claimed to be my birth family is not my biological family. The DNA test shows that they are Norwegian, which is Western Scandinavia. I am Finnish, which is Eastern Scandinavia. We are fourth cousins. Well, whether I was switched at birth in the hospital or kidnapped, not only as a man who is a career criminal, down to the Suffolks to use me as a cover for his first son, but now I find out we're not related at all. So that's great. And, yeah. So, I'm making my money. I'm going to get a legal name change after buying a piece of property. And I've already made sure to communicate properly to the extended family to keep their fair distance for as long as humanly possible, so that they wake up tomorrow, each and every day. Yeah, not really happy right now.
I have the 23andMe results. I can screenshot them and put them up here if you don't believe me, for those of you who are skeptical. But yeah, I spent my whole life thinking I'm related to these people. They have stolen from my dowry, my endowment, Roth IRA. I invested about $1,000 into the stock market. It went up to like $100,000. They stole that and used them being family as a way to get away with it and say it was, you know what I mean, just be able to take the money. You name it, they've stolen from you just about every way. All the way down to the point of the government, because I guess the father in the family, you know, was in the military. And so now the military is, I guess, using me as cover for him or something. I don't even know, because I thought he's dead. Don't know, don't really care. But I'm pissed. And like, that's the amount that I'm speaking on, you know what I mean? Like, how upset I am is like here. Yeah, so you can call me Steph. That'll be fine. James is the legal name for now. But I have more than had it. And today was the straw that broke the camel's back. I get my first paycheck, I get lured off to spend my money at the wrong place and waste my money, and then to be harassed by a homeless guy while I'm trying to be online and make my money and mind my own business. You want to do this, you know, they want to do this to me while I'm at the point where I'm making my own money, and I'm fully aware that my entire life has been stolen from me to this point. You're lucky I don't declare war on you. I have the resources for it. I have the funding to make it happen, and I have the connections to get this country to side with me over people that are in this country who think that they're American, who've wronged me and stolen from me. You're not American. You are foreigners. Just because you're white doesn't make you American. Just because you're Christian doesn't make you an American. And just because you're a white Christian doesn't make you an American. And so although I am pretty new to America, I have the favor of America, and you don't. I stayed honest, and you didn't, as usual. So, if you're ready for it, just let me know. And if not, I'll be waiting on that check. And what I mean is, I'm not waiting any longer. And it's best that you don't visit your vacation home for a while. If I were you, I would stay put for a couple of years. Because I have eyes on everywhere you can go for the next 4 years. You did it to me, so I'm doing it to you. And when you stop stalking me, I will stop ending your life and taking all of your money. I can tell you my friends are having a lot of fun with the money that used to be yours. But that money that used to be yours was mine before it was yours. So I don't mind at all. I got a lot of good friends now, and they're a lot more powerful than most of you. So, no matter how far you take it up the chain, I'm still going to win. And it was worth the replay. Just so you know. You're weak. And now I'm going to prove it. Have a good night. By the way, for when it becomes public, a replay is when you go back in time and do the same stuff over again. Just remember me as the first person that told you. I like to stay ahead of the curve. It's worth it.
Hey, buddy. So, I may or may not have pulled from my money faster than I was supposed to so that I wouldn't be without money at all, because I'm really sick of being without money. And I'm now starting to take it out on the people that are keeping me from my money legally, and it's working. So I'm going to ask your opinion. Do you think that I should get a room for the next 4 days while it's raining, or should I tough it out? You tell me what you think, and the consensus is what I'm going to decide on. Let me know.
Clapper.